Yo, what's going on, guys? HyperX here, and today I want to talk about Project 007. This was revealed the other day. Some of you guys may have seen the trailer already, some of you may not have, but for those of you that potentially missed this, there is a brand new James Bond game, a 007 game in the works. It's being developed by IO Interactive, which is an incredibly exciting prospect because I love IO Interactive. They make the Hitman games. Hitman is an incredible series. It's one of those series that I've played every single game there is, and obviously they've got Hitman 3 coming out next year, which looks incredibly exciting. And speaking of which, they also revealed the new locale the other day, so if you haven't seen that, that's also well worth checking out. But in today's video, I want to talk about why, personally, I just feel like IO Interactive are a great fit for this project. So if you guys do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? What do you want to see in this game? What do you hope IO Interactive do? That kind of stuff. Let me know down below. But first things first, before we kind of dive into the sort of whys and hows, while there isn't much information on the game right now short of the teaser trailer you see playing in the background, the top level premise for the game is that Project 007, a working title, is a brand new Bond game being developed by IO Interactive, and it features a wholly original Bond story. Players will step into the shoes of the world's favourite secret agent to earn their 00 status in the very first James Bond origin story. So that's pretty cool. The fact that we'll be kind of assuming a role where we don't already have the 00 status, we'll actually be having to work towards earning it, which in and of itself is going to be pretty exciting. Now, obviously, IO Interactive are right now hiring for this role, and it is, of course, slightly further out, so we don't have any release dates, release windows, anything like that, but the announcement of the project is still incredibly exciting because, you know, there was a time where James Bond games were just awesome. You know, I think back into the like GoldenEye days, Nightfire days, even like Everything or Nothing, there were some really, really good James Bond games to the point where when one was announced, you were just like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. That time then obviously dwindled, and then some of the later James Bond games ended up being a little bit rubbish, but regardless, this as a concept works so well because, you know, IO Interactive are probably most well known for the Hitman series, and honestly, you could quite literally take Hitman, put a James Bond skin on it, and it would just work as a game anyway. Because Hitman and James Bond are both spies. They jet set around the world, they have a load of fancy gadgets, they stealth their way in, they take out a lot of bad guys. The premise of both games is pretty similar. Admittedly, in Hitman, your backstory is, somewhat different, but you get the idea. So, you know, already, formula-wise, IO Interactive just know the spy Hitman genre inside out. That being said, it does then pose the question as to what kind of game it'll be, because I mentioned that, you know, Hitman could quite literally just be skinned as a James Bond game, but then you think, are they really going to develop two games that are essentially identical just with different stories, or are they going to kind of put a different spin on it? Because if you look back at James Bond games, you'll know that a lot of them, most of them in fact, are more so shooters than they are spy games. You have spy elements to them, you have some stealthy elements, you have some gadgets and stuff, but at its core, they are FPSs. Some of the great ones obviously being GoldenEye and Nightfire. We did of course then see it make a change into third person with Everything or Nothing, which honestly I still really liked. Does anyone remember the kind of co-op session in Everything or Nothing? That was a lot of fun. However, it is worth noting, if you kind of go further back in the history books, then IO of course created Freedom Fighters, which was a really good third-person shooter for its era, and they also then went on to develop the gunplay for the Kane and Lynch series. So it's fair to say that IO Interactive are not in any way new kids on the block when it comes to this genre. It's worth noting the new Bond game is also going to be developed in IO's own Glacier engine, which they also showed off recently in their sort of Hitman 3 location reveal, and it'll also be coming to PC and consoles. But as it stands right now, that's kind of all we have to go on it. You know, we don't really have any actual solid gameplay, we don't have any sort of windows to look forward to, but we do know the premise, and we do know that as a studio, they are going to be a great fit. While I did say before that I don't necessarily see them making two games that are essentially identical with different skins on, I do hope that the kind of new Bond game does lean more so into the kind of Hitman stealthy aspect than it does the shooter, just because I feel like we've had so many different shooter versions of James Bond games in the past, and, you know, while they've been fun, I would really like them to kind of lean much more into the spy aspect, because character-wise, James Bond is just incredibly cool. Being a British spy with all these fancy gadgets and with the ability to sort of infiltrate all the different locations, honestly, I think there's a lot of stuff they could do with that. And if you look at the more recent Hitman games, they've also made these huge sprawling areas for you to explore, so there's definitely a lot of complexity and fun to be had there. Anyway, for the time being, that's it. Let me know again in the comments down below what you guys think, what you hope to see from this, and if you are excited for it, then definitely keep it locked, because as we do find out more information, I will keep you guys up to date. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, you can join the HyperX Gaming Discord. We've got an awesome community over there with so many different channels for you to chat loads of different topics and different games. I'm in there, the team's in there. If you guys want to chat with us, find people to play with, it's just in general a great place to be. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads.